Good night and welcome to Teleislas News, the most important news of the day. In an operation led by the National Navy with the support of the Colombian Air Force, 2 Colombians and a Nicaragua were captured. The cocaine confiscated will be transported to Central America, where it would be worth more than US $14 million.
In the last hours, the Colombian Navy, in a joint operation with the Colombian Air Force, confiscated 416 kilograms of cocaine in waters of the archipelago of San Andres and Old Providence. With this result, the Caribbean Naval Force reached 100 tons of narcotics confiscated so far in the year 2022.
Nuestros guardacostas, nuestras unidades de supervivencia.
And our surface units achieved an important result in the fight against drug trafficking on our island. Yesterday, we were able to detect and stop a speedboat with 2 engines and 3 people aboard. During the inspection, 14 packages were found on board, with 416 rectangular packages pressed with a substance by its characteristics resembled cocaine hydrochloride. The personnel was placed at the disposal of the competent authority.
The crew members, together with the material and vessel confiscated, were taken to the San Andres Coast Guard Station, where judicial police officers performed the initial preliminary homologated test, PIPH, on the substance found in the packages, testing positive for 416 kilograms of cocaine hydrochloride. 2 Colombians and a Nicaraguan were handed over to the competent authorities.
And after the controversy over the non-presentation of Colombia at the OAS sessions to condemn Nicaragua for acts of political persecution and violation of human rights, today more details were revealed about this controversial event involving the archipelago.
Last August 12th, the extraordinary session of the Permanent Council of the Organization of American States, OAS, was held, which was intended to condemn Nicaragua for the violation of human rights in the regime of Daniel Ortega. However, at that meeting, the only country absent was Colombia, which did not issue any position on the events taking place in the Central American country.
Thank you, Chile. Colombia, how do you
vote? We have someone connected from Colombia? No, Colombia is absent.
Colombia's absence at the OAS session caused criticism from the public opinion and some political sectors questioning the reasons why the country did not have a representation. This week, it was made known that a national media filed a right-of petition to know details of the fact to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which responded with a written statement.
The reasons for which the decision was taken regarding the non-participation of Colombia in the Permanent Council session of August 12 are related to the sensitive aspects of foreign policy that are confidential.
The official response from the Foreign Ministry confirms that the government had knowledge of the OAS session and ordered the country's non-attendance, generating a new wave of criticism to the national government. On the other hand, journalist Daniel Coronel in W Radio informed that the government's reason for not attending the OAS session obeys to internal negotiations between both countries.
Colombia
is trying to negotiate with Nicaragua the application of the last sentence of the International Court of Justice of The Hague, issued in April of this year, which states in sentence that Colombia must immediately cease its patrolling operations, fishing and maritime investigations in the 75,000 square kilometers of the sea that the Hague granted to Nicaragua. This happened by a sentence of 2012 after a litigation of decades. The sentence that recognized Colombia's sovereignty over San Andres and Old Providence took away an enormous amount of sea. What is Colombia aspiring to achieve? Conciliation with Nicaragua to reach a bilateral agreement that allows the Raizal fishermen of San Andres to continue working in those waters.
The truth is that the absence of Colombia in the OAS session on Nicaragua has generated debate and questioning of the national government's foreign policy decisions.
This afternoon, the military relay ceremony was held, which was presided by the second commander of the Colombian Navy.
Today at around 5 p.m., the military ceremony of relief and handover of the specific command of San Andres and Providence to Captain Octavio Alberto Gutierrez Herrera was held by the National Navy. It is noteworthy that Rear Admiral Hernando Matos, who is leaving, gave thanks and affirms that it was a pleasure to have served the department, where he not only fought against transnational crimes, but was able to perform social services and contribute to the reconstruction of the island of Old Providence.
Me siento agradecido con las islas de...
I am grateful to the islands for giving me the opportunity to serve here. And regarding the challenge that I received after Hurricane Iota, to be able to serve the people of Providence, this unit means something very special.
The second commander of the National Navy recognizes the work done during these years in the department by Rear Admiral Hernando Matos.
Soy el vicealmirante Juan Ricardo Rosso.
I am Vice Admiral Juan Ricardo Rosso, second commander of the Colombian Navy and Chief of Staff. We have come specifically to relieve the commander of the specific command, to recognize Admiral Matos for the great work done, very close to the institutions located here on the island, and especially very close to the community. There is no doubt that transactional organized crime is always looking for ways to modify its criminal actions, and they have mutated to bringing the migration issue from the Caribbean coast. The idea is that we add up the responsibilities that the different institutions have.
The incoming commander commits to the department to continue the fight against transnational crimes.
La verdad es un honor haber sido...
It is truly an honor to have been appointed. The work that Matos has been doing will continue. It is a work dedicated to the social part, and as a military force, we will continue to support the social work.
This weekend, the first virtual meeting of ORFA was held in order to make people aware of the process of construction of the RISAL public policy and to be part of the current process of reformulation of the same.
This space was called The Parties Made by Walking, and its purpose was to learn how the public policy was created in the city of Bogota.
Last Saturday, August 27, ORFA officially opened the public agenda phase of the process of reformulation of the RISAL public policy, in which the district administration, headed by the mayor's office, guarantees the rights of the members of this population residing in the district, through which the Decree 554 of 2011 will be an update or reformulation that reflects the needs of solution that allows to close the gaps and improve the quality of life of RISALs in Bogota. ORFA hopes to have the contribution of all the RISALs in Bogota that allows the public policy that can be the most updated and that allows addressing the realities of this group in the district.
Remember that this was a management of the organization of the RISAL community living outside the archipelago ORFA.
In keeping with the national celebration, where the last Sunday of the month of August is celebrated the Day of the Senior Citizens, related activities will be developed throughout the full week, which began today on the island.
Today started the commemoration of the senior citizens in the islands, where the first activity took place in the Cultural House on the hill, where spirituality and cultural displays were the protagonists.
This week we begin, as is characteristic in all the activities that we make with our senior adult. The first day is we are celebrating a day of devotional, in which one of our local priests share with them spiritual comments in the two languages, and we finishing with a cultural presentation and integration.
Finally, the official explained the activities that will take place during the rest of the week.
In the rest of the week, we are going to have two other activities. The second one is on Thursday. We have a gastronomical festival that will be at the Gobernación parking lot, the spot that we do it all the time. We invite the community to support our 4 clubs, buying the food that they prepare. I always say to everyone that the best preparation of local dishes is in the hands of our senior adults. So we invite everybody to come out. We are going to be there from 11 o'clock in the morning, selling typical dishes. And on Friday is the last day of our week. We are going to have a close activity that is direct, especially to our golden fraternities. We are having an outing that is the activity with which we have been traditionally closing up our week. This activity is an outing.
The activities that were scheduled for Tuesday and Wednesday were postponed until the first week of October, when another week commemorating Senior Citizens Day will also be celebrated.
In other news, this Thursday on our island, there will be an important workshop for all those who wish to expand their knowledge in the digital ecosystem. Alice gave us more information.
We have good news for the entrepreneur person in our island, because this Thursday they're going to have a space where they can learn everything about digital marketing.
Bueno, apps.co.
Apps.co is a program of the Ministry of ICT, which is led by Impulsa and has several components. First, it has strengthening programs, training, and calls for companies that are digitally based. This Thursday, what we're planning to do is to develop a core group of digital entrepreneurs. However, let me clarify, it does not have to be digital entrepreneurship for anyone to attend. All entrepreneurs can attend this space, in which they will be taught methodologies to validate their idea of entrepreneurship and the use of technologies, so it serves us all. Hence, this Thursday, we will be at the Chamber of Commerce from 2 to 6 p.m. and on Friday, September 2nd, we will be in Old Providence at the same time, so we are also inviting all entrepreneurs from Providence to the Municipal Library.
And now it's time for news of the municipality of Providence and Santa Catalina with Millicent O'Neill.
Good evening to all our viewers. This is the most relevant information from Old Providence and Catalina. In a recent visit to the municipality, the environmental delegate of the Ombudsman's office met with the community to hear firsthand about the various issues, including septic tanks.
This weekend, the environmental delegate from the Ombudsman office met with the community to talk about their rights, one of them the right to health, that may be affected due to the situation of the septic tanks on the island.
It was an open meeting with the Rizal people, where all the people had the opportunity to express the bad part of the reconstruction that they themselves have suffered.
Some of the voices spoke of stopping the construction of septic tanks because they are not anaerobic, making them unfit for the island.
I requested that they stop the septic tanks while they find a real solution, because right now these tanks that are already in place are causing serious environmental issues in Providence that we have never seen before. Overflowing of the septics in the yards of the houses.
Others also explained that there are houses already built that do not have yet septic tanks, a situation that also affects the environment.
This lady said they come about the part with the septic and things like that. And you have a lot of people where touch the part with the house. Them says a lot of house, but the house them don't have no septic, and the people them have to doing the necessity in the bush.
The environmental delegate thanked the community for their participation, which helped her see the whole picture of what is taking place on the island.
And Let It Grow is a program of the Secretariat of Agriculture and Fisheries that seeks to strengthen the practice of building home gardens.
The program Let It Grow launched in recent days with the delivery of 100 kits for home gardening. This program focuses on rural women, focuses on encouraging, planting and strengthening those who already had their home gardens.
With the delivery of these vegetable garden kits, we are making this program official. The program had several components, but basically what we are looking for is for people to return to the tradition of planting, from the simplest to the most complex. In this case, we are motivating 100 rural women who have always had home gardens to continue with this tradition.
The Secretariat will seek to transform these projects into productive yards or farms and thus reactivate agriculture.
As you have noticed, the cost of living is very high, and we must focus on the issue of food security and sovereignty.
Finally, this project complements the work that has been done with farmers in technical assistance and support for the recovery of farms.
This first step is to deliver basic production kits. These kits contain seeds, fertilizers, germination trays, water storage tanks, which are the basics that are needed, and the idea is to move towards the productive patios. We're going to work with laying hens and the productive chain of the pig. And once again, a citizen blocked the main road in the Rocky Point sector during the morning hours. This citizen's house, which was destroyed by the hurricane, has not been intervened so far, and that is why he blocked the street again, because although his house has already been approved by the local administration, according to him, there has been no response from FINDETER. And after returning from the fishing ban in Queenas, artisanal fishermen report the presence of foreign fishermen who in 4 boats with outboard motors and with the help of a larger boat are fishing illegally with compressors. According to the statements, these boats are fishing both day and night, catching all types of fish products. The local fishermen preferred not to reveal their identity, but they are asking the authorities to investigate what they call a plundering of natural resources. And on the other hand, this weekend, local artist Helen Whitaker and the We Take Care Band relaunched her musical career from Sweet Island, accompanied by several local and foreign attendees who were able to enjoy Caribbean rhythms and the melodious voice of the singer who carries this message: it's time to take care of each other. This is all we have for tonight for the section of Old Providence and Catlina. Continue in San Andres, Lisa, with more Teleislas news. Good night.
Thank you, Milia. With news of the municipality, we reach to the end of our broadcast. See you tomorrow at 1 p.m. with more of Teleislas news. Good night.